Okay, let's go.
He wants to jump
1,000 cars. Sir, you have 1,000 cars.
I don't think I'd attempt to try this stunt.
Or we owe this horsepower to Uncle Sam.
Too many cars.
Car.
Roses would be.
Like I put my beer belly on it.
If you can't immediately tell somebody how many cars you have,
you'll really give those uppity yuppies something to think about.
Stay on the bar. Don't go off the bar with your Bronco.
1980 Volvo horns. What's right?
Yeah.
I want to have a man's coolant.
and he's like, "Oh, I thought it'd be small. It's for a small car." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's still an automatic transmission. They're never going to be light."
It's definitely going to have to crash.
Starting off with Brad buying another car.
That's the West. Internet.
Is this a Nigerian oil print?
I also wish you drove a tan Camry.
Anyways,
Anyway,
that's a
horrible,
very
horrible podcast content.
very
Talking about a picture.
inside joke.
It loves to be driven hard.
Welcome back to Auto Off Topic. Hello, Brad.
Evening, Andrew. Good morning or good evening to everybody listening, depending on when you're listening.
Wherever you
If
are
it's your
in time and
birthday,
space,
happy
right?
birthday. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. We got I don't know what's new. We're winging it as usual.
I mean,
we've been rolling
should anybody
lately.
expect anything less at this point in their podcast careers?
It's the Seat of the Pants podcast.
Listen, we're going on 10 years, so we're almost halfway to retirement. So I'm hoping I'll get in before you guys cut pensions off.
Oh, okay. If you think there's a pension for this show.
There's a pension. We're going to get a percentage of what we've made over the years, and we've made nothing. Okay. So the pension is it's 100% pension.
Yeah.
It's one of my annoyances with work unrelated. I got into my company a year after they stopped offering pension.
Whoa, the fact that they even still offered it.
Until a year before I got there.
Yeah. Up to what, 2024? That's pretty impressive.
I started there in 23.
Okay.
So probably end of 21 was probably the end of it. So it's impressive, but I don't care because I don't have it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm cutting on the podcast pension anyway, so don't worry about it. Let's see.
I'll report you to HR.
Brad's retirement plan is failing, obviously. So let's go to the next conversation. Project cars. Let's go right into our normal flow of things. Have you done anything? I know it's been warm there.
The things that take all of our extra money.
Yeah.
Why
do we not have retirement cars?
Yeah. These old cars are my retirement. What are you talking about? I'm totally going to sell them for a lot of money and retire.
Yep. I'm ready to retire on a $9,000 Volvo.
Yeah. You cannot see my eyes rolling. No, I have not touched, again, for the month here, I have not touched anything. Because it's like so close to just be warm enough to just not have to run the heat in the garage.
We will gladly send you some warm air because it has become unseasonably hot here, unreasonably fast, I should say. We already had our first over 100-degree day, which is not good because in March it should be like 65 to 70. So incredibly frustrating spring here this year. Thankfully, I got that air conditioner in the garage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, I'll work on stuff shortly. So, all right, because I want to get that Volvo on the road because we did have a big rainstorm. Talking about the weather, so all the salt's pretty much gone. So it's like I just need to like bleed the brakes, fix the interior wiring, figure out why the brake lights don't work. It's not that far off. It really isn't.
Fuel system, transmission fluid,
drain the gas tank. The fuel system, as far as the carburetors go, are pretty much set up. They need more fine tuning, but they are much closer than they were.
The fuel storage and delivery to the carburetor system
exactly
is what needs to be gone through. But
and
that's all right.
I gotta look at some tires for the wheels I have. Because the tires that are on that thing look real old.
What size
Um,
tires are you looking for?
those wheels are 15s
So
by
do you want a
5.5,
215,
I think.
215/65, or are you going narrow like a 195? 5.5 wide.
I think they're 5.5.
So you're probably gonna want like a 185.
Yeah, 185, 195. I'm thinking of the
Because I just to kind of go ahead a little bit here on my project car updates, I just
yeah.
bought tires. Um, and now I forget what size they were, but they were 15s, and they were very inexpensive for what they were through Discount Tire Rack. Um, maybe they were 215s, but they had Goodyear. They're Goodyear Eagle RSAs for $77 a piece, which I thought was a good buy.
Yeah, but what does
So
the sidewall look like?
it looks old enough to work for your car.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, they look really good on the Mercor, which is obviously a newer car than yours, but they look they just look like a tire. They don't have any modern design element to them. They look like a 70s 80s tire. So it would
Okay.
work fine in your car. It would be a good upgrade style for your car. It's not like a Firestone Firehawk or a something with like angular lines or anything. It's a very good um tire. It kind of reminds me of the basic tread of like a radial TA. It has that same kind of very blocky basic tread pattern and a very decent sidewall. I think it would look fine in that car.
All
So
right.
plus we're limited at this point for tires that come out. I just don't know if a 215 would be good on a 5.5 inch wheel. If you have a 6 or a 6.5, I'd probably go 215, but you probably want to go like a 195/70, maybe. I'd have to look and see what your current size is for an overall rolling diameter, but
I was gonna do the
I'm sure
Sprint
you can get it.
Classics, so that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, the only issue I have with those is the cost.
Yeah.
Um, they're cool for sure, but they're not inexpensive
Yeah.
for what
Well,
they are,
considering what I've spent on this car already, it's not a big deal.
I guess. I just I was trying to think of a budget friendly tire that was also a name brand, which is why I wound up with the um yep, Eagle RSAs because they looked the part and were inexpensive and have a good brand name. And now all the tires in the car have that good current date code. So when it goes on an auction website, it doesn't get lambasted for having old tires on it because that would happen. So
Well,
they're all
also,
2025 build tires now.
you watch all your NASCAR, so you're all about Goodyear Eagles.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm all about those good years. Just worried about my right front blowing out randomly under yellow. So anyway, so yeah, my project car update. I put tires on the Mercor. Goodyear Eagle RSAs, as previously stated. That is the same tire that was on the car, but the tires that were on the car were from 2012. And I had a nasty shake in the steering wheel. And I thought for sure I either had a wheel that was badly bent, or I had a tire that had a belt shift because it was that extreme of a shake at low speeds. And usually a low speed shake is a very bent wheel or a belt shift. Um, and it turns out I had a belt shift. So the new tires completely fixed the shaking in the front of the car. So the car drives. I cannot say enough about how good that car is now. And that's not me trying to sell the car. It's just the car is good now. Like it's a great car. So I'm very happy with that. But that project is now done. It has been submitted to Haggerty Auctions. So if you want to buy it, please hit me up now before it goes to auction and I can't sell it outside the auction. But it's I don't know when it's going to go up. I just started the process. I'm going to have to take more pictures and send more pictures in. But after the success that our friend Josh had with his Galant, I think I'm going to run it through there, and I may even run it no reserve. So bid often, bid high, please. So that's Hopefully, the final project car update of the Mercor, but we'll see. Let's see what else is going on. Starion did not become a runner by the end of the weekend, as discussed last weekend. But there's potential now for this weekend because I'm getting my fuel tank back on Saturday. All of the holes are fixed. It no longer leaks. It sat overnight full of fluid and did not leak anywhere. So theoretically, that means we're good. Just need to get it back from my friend Mike, who fixed it, and have some time to install it, and then do the same thing to that car that you have to do to the Volvo, basically, which is going to be tires, fuel delivery from the tank to the engine, and fluid in the diff, fluid in the transmission, and start driving it. Gonna do the 1 mile, 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles, 100 miles, kind of expand my circle until I trust the car enough to go even further. So that is where that project car lies. Hasn't really done anything since last week, but it is sitting in the bay waiting for all the parts. So we're there. The big project that got moved ahead further this week was Naomi's Mustang. Um, if you recall, Andrew, about a year ago, we bought a bunch of suspension parts for it. It was actually just when they were talking about tariffs coming out about a year ago. We preemptively bought a bunch of parts thinking that we might have an issue getting them for the same price later on. And we did, thankfully, get all the parts ahead of time because if you look at those parts now, they are significantly more money. But one thing that we did not notice until this week is that none of the parts came with hardware. So that became an adventure.
What
Naomi
kind of
has finished
parts?
doing all the front suspension. So new upper and lower control arms, all new steering, new sway bar. The sway bar came with hardware.
Yeah.
Engine mounts, all that stuff. I don't know why I thought it would have come with hardware,
No,
but
it
somewhere in
wouldn't.
my brain I thought it did. Yeah,
No.
you're 100% right. It does not. Some of it does, like the sway bar came with hardware,
Yeah.
and the radius rods came with hardware,
Yeah.
but all the other parts did not. Not a big deal. It just took a little bit of digging and figuring out what size things were, especially because my car working knowledge brain is stuck in metric system because everything we work on is metric
Yeah.
and this car is standard. And I did not know really how SAE measurements worked. So we've had a crash course here in this house in the past week, and now I am very aware of how SAE system works. So it's actually pretty straightforward once you figure it out, but it's still dumber than metric because it's not just solid numbers; it's all fractions and then the coarse versus fine thread is based on thread count per inch, which I think is also dumb. But whatever, figured it out. So thankfully, our local race shop, otherwise known as Ace Hardware, had pretty much everything in stock that we needed, other than a couple of specialty bolts that are in weird sizes that we have found on a couple of different online Mustang part sources. Because again, it's a Mustang, everything is available online. They did offer a bolt kit that comes with all of the suspension bolts and all of the engine bolts, but that kit was like $400 and we didn't need all of that stuff. So we pieced everything together and bought everything individually at the local Ace Hardware through their grade 8 and grade 5 selection of bolts, depending on what application we were putting things on. But that's the big process now is a couple more pieces now that are going back on the car that need to be sandblasted and painted. Um, but the car is going together and should be back on the ground with 4 wheels on it, hopefully in the next week or two. So that's Mustang progress. Once that's back on the ground, that will be a huge relief because it will be mobile in the yard and we can push it around and we can get it lined up to get the engine put in it. So that will be a huge step, but one step at a time. Suspension goes on first, suspension and steering. So What else you got going on here, Andrew? I think that's it.
Yeah, it's been unfortunately kind of quiet. The this is a good reason to join our Discord because all of our Discord members are doing much more Project Car stuff than we have been doing.
Yeah, we should have Discord members on to talk about their project cars to fill in for our failings. Scott can come on and talk about his cylinder heads. Mickey can come on and talk about any number of Porsche Cayennes he's working on or buying. There's plenty of projects happening over there for sure. But yeah, we're not. We've been slacking, but that ends. That ends soon. Actually, I can't even say I've been slacking. There's been a lot going on, and I still feel like I've gotten a lot done. Just haven't had a lot that I can talk about as far as progress goes. So I did build new shelving in the garage. Is that project car updates? I think it is. So
Sure, I'll allow it.
yeah, I need to buy some more because it's definitely excellent to have shelving in the garage. Some big heavy duty wire shelves from, I don't know, Lowe's or Home Depot, one or the other. But they have 5,000 pound capacity, so you can put car parts on them. So that's what's on them. I have organized a ton of the garage, and it made the whole one side of the garage that was just covered in stuff is now much more organized looking and better use of space. So some more shelving to come and add later, but one at a time because everything's expensive, Andrew, including shelves. Storage is one of those things that's annoyingly expensive because it's just you're buying a place to put stuff, but it's not inexpensive either. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I got into the little, you know, everything's got every everyone has their own version of the yellow tote, but
Sure.
Home Depot
Black and
has
yellow tote.
yes, but Home Depot has ones that have a clear bottom with a yellow top, and they're kind of small. And I've been using them in for my basement for hobby stuff to organize RC car parts. So they're kind of neat
The
because they're clear and I
clear
can see what they're in them.
the clear ones are good usually for smaller containers, but I've noticed the larger containers with the clear, they're not as strong.
So these aren't like the clear type ones that you would put in your like bedroom closet. These have the same design as the black, like the same molded shape, but they're clear.
Interesting.
So yeah, they are stronger because they're made out of. I mean, we know from working on model cars, the clear plastic is sometimes weaker for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but these are like have the same molds and ribs in them. So
Interesting.
yeah.
I'll have to see how I'll have to pick up one and see how it fares out here because one of the big issues here obviously is heat, and anything I've had that's clear that does not live in a climate controlled area cracks very quickly.
Oh,
So
good thing you got that AC in the garage now.
for sure, but some things also go in the shed, right? So, and we also have stuff behind the garage. Things that aren't affected by heat go behind the garage, like
Yeah.
this fenders and hoods and wheels and stuff like that back there. So
Well, these are small. These are like 6.5 quart. These are good for like I've got one that's
RC
like
car parts, yeah,
drift car wheels, and it's a box of
sure.
drift car wheels. So
And I will look into those for sure for that kind of stuff. But one thing at a time, I built that big shelf unit. Well, Naomi and I built that big shelf unit, and I'm very happy with that. It's hard to explain how big. Like, it's a standard shelf unit. It's probably 3 to 4 feet wide, probably 2 feet deep, maybe 2.5 feet deep, and that's probably the top of the shelf is probably 7 feet tall. Um, I have it set up so that's about sized about for two black and yellow totes, or three black and yellow totes, probably side by side.
uh-huh.
So it works out well, and it's got a pretty high capacity for each shelf, so you can put actual car parts on there. Like two of the totes that are in there are the Corolla engine parts, which are obviously incredibly heavy totes, but I'm not worried about them being in there. So important stuff to organize, I guess. I just hate spending money on organizational stuff. But you want to spend the money on fun stuff. But it's all part of the process, I guess. And it opened up a ton of floor space already. So that's really good that I can move stuff over there to where the stuff was just kind of stacked up all over the floor. Now I have more space to move the lesser used stuff out of the way from where it is, like the wheel dollies or the engine hoist and stuff that's not used on a regular basis. So pretty happy with it. But the garage is getting more and more useful as time goes on. So, but yeah, that's it for me for project car updates, Andrew. I have not done much else, but I think what I've done has been pretty productive. So we're kind of in those like little bit things happening here and there that are building up towards much bigger project car progress.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I
Um,
still haven't finished the Tamiya RC car because I'm slacking like crazy.
it's
Gotta get
fine.
on
Like
that.
I said, that stuff is like, I don't know, savor it. It's kind of fun. I'm
It
still
is
looking
super
at that.
fun.
I'm looking at the hot shot car, the buggy. I got to do the decals on it. I've been doing other RC cars instead, but it's like I'll get to it. And that's like, I was in Japan almost a year ago, and that's when I got it. So I haven't finished yet.
Was it almost a year ago already?
Yeah, and I started it like the week I got back from Japan.
Well, it's
but
all right. I don't feel so bad. I've only been doing this for like 2 months.
um, but I was like kind of practicing on other cars with some decals. So now I feel pretty good about doing the decals on that one. Plus it's just going on the shelf, but I'll probably do that next week. Just something to do. I've been using it as an excuse to like just not look at a screen for several hours.
That's why we got back into RC cars in general, right?
Yeah,
Just to give us something to
exactly.
do outside of screen time.
Yeah, reason to leave the house and not look at a screen and do something.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
Somewhat productive.
yeah, it's very. It is. I guess the controllers are digital, but the act of it is analog. So keeping
It's
it
something
on
tangible that you're
brand.
doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you can say you did something with other people, and you can't just be like, what happened to those 5 hours of my time? Oh, I don't know. I was just scrolling on my phone looking at bad news. Like, no, you're
And
actually doing something tangible.
unfortunately, video games have gotten very, very expensive for not much. Like I've been playing them a little bit more because Marco's trying to get into them. I've been letting him play like the Wreckfest like demo game, but like these games he just wants to like free roam and explore. Like he likes the NASCAR game, but then he keeps like trying to drive into the infield. And I'm like, all right,
Understandable.
I'm like, I should get Horizon for him. So I'm like, well, the new one's coming out in end of May, maybe. I think I looked it up a few days ago. I can't remember. But it actually takes place in Japan, so I will probably get that for us. But I was like, the other one must be cheap, right? Because the new one's coming out. No, it's still like $60 for a download.
I
A
told you I'll just
download.
mail you the disc.
Yeah, I'll take it if you want to mail it to me. Because
Yeah,
I would, I was like, if it's like $20, like a greatest hits game, like that's a waste of time to have Brad mail it, right? So I was looking it up,
sure.
but it's still like $60 for either a download or like a disc. And you're like, what? Why? It's
Yeah, no,
insane.
I'll just drop it in the mail. I
Sure.
have the disc. I have 4 and 5. I don't think he'll care either way.
Yeah.
It'll just give him something to play with.
Yeah. And it probably has split screen. Like, unfortunately, Wreckfest doesn't have split screen.
It does have split screen.
Okay. So, yeah, then the two of us can drive around. That'll be fun.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. And then, like, that's why I gave up um, with, what you call it? Um, the Xbox Live. It's like $30 a thing. So,
Yeah, you don't have Xbox Live at all anymore, so you don't play any more online games.
I can't play online with people. I can still play NASCAR 25, still works because I bought that game. I
Right,
don't have access to like the Game Pass games.
right.
Because that's the other thing. It's like Horizon was available as a Game Pass game. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to pay $30 a month because I'm not playing. I'm playing like an hour's worth of games a month. It's like not worth it at
Yeah.
all.
The wild thing is, I still have an Xbox Live account. I pay the yearly one. I never had Game Pass, so it cost less. But I was like, I haven't played an online game in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
So why do I still have that? But
Exactly.
I also know that eventually I'm going to want to, and then I won't have it, and I'll be annoyed.
It's not like it's hard
Whatever.
to set it back up.
This is a valid point, Andrew. Stop making sense.
Yeah.
I should do that and save the $80 a year or whatever it costs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even know how I got down that road.
We went auto way off topic. It's fine.
Yeah.
We ran out of things to talk about Project Car update quickly. So
Yeah. I've just been playing with building up my RC cars. I got a fresh GR86 shell for the RD20 to replace the one ESX that's getting kind of beat up. Fresh scale T37s, which is kind of cool. Someday
cool.
I'll own a real pair of T37s, which apparently, there is actually this month had T37 day. So,
Yeah, March 7th, 3/7.
yep.
Japan made an official holiday out of it, or an official like recognized day, I guess.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's what I had going on. Then we had the Las Vegas race, NASCAR. We can cover that a little bit kind of quickly.
So let me just tell you, we were talking about Xbox Live,
Yeah.
and I just went into my email to
Yep.
remind myself to cancel it, and it renews March 22nd, which is in 3 days.
All right. So cancel it
I
after this
will
podcast.
cancel it right after this podcast because that's $79.99. I don't need to spend.
Exactly.
That's
That's
$80 I can put towards building drift car. The RC
yeah,
drift
an
car.
RC drift car. Exactly.
Yep. So
Um.
manage my subscription. Goodbye.
So
Anyway, carry on.
yeah.
Oh,
Las
before you get to
Vegas.
NASCAR,
All
before
right.
you get to NASCAR, before you get
What do
there,
you got?
before we lose everybody, we talk about NASCAR. Save the date for anybody in Arizona or wants to come out for the event. October 17th is going to be this year's edition of the Rising Sun Rally in Arizona. So we had our first official meeting last night. Planning's underway. October 17th, 2026 is the date. It's going to be a pretty epic route this year. It's going to take us through Prescott Valley up into Sedona and then back down around into the Prescott area. But it'll be a whole day of driving as normal. The price has not changed from last year. $90 gets you the event, gets you a t-shirt, a route book, gets you coffee and donuts in the morning, a sack lunch for lunch, and then whatever dinner is at the end of the day. So, and then a swag bag full of sponsorship goodies. Usually there's stickers, a magnet for the car. There's usually photographers and lots of pictures available for purchase afterwards if you would like. Um, but yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff that comes for that $90. And we're still limiting it to 30 cars or less. So as soon as you see that stuff come out, please, if you want to join and you're definitely going to be able to make it, let us know right away and we'll go from there. So as soon as you see the registration link open, sign up. It'll be a little bit, so you're not missing anything yet, but we're still building everything up and getting all this year's artwork done and all that stuff. But October 17th. So anybody that wants to come out and visit for that weekend, that's a good weekend to do it. Talking to you, Andrew. And anybody else.
All right. All right. Hint taken. Hint taken.
You know, it's a busy year, obviously. It's not and it's not cheap to travel, so I understand if you can't, but just putting it out there early so that people that want to travel can make it out here. So anyway, moving on. NASCAR now.
Yeah. Las Vegas. What'd you think of that race?
It was a very, very good race. I was very entertained the whole time. There was some really good competition going on. I don't think there was anything. There wasn't much negative to say about that race. It went pretty well. The 2311 cars are killing it, still first and second in points. And Denny Hamlin won the race, which was good. And he has kind of endeared himself to the fans, which is odd because he used to be the heel, but everybody seems happy about it. And I kind of have this feeling that this year might be his year to win a championship.
Well, like the pressure is off, right? It's not because you can't get knocked out of the playoffs anymore. Because
You can't
it's
get knocked out, but if you're not in the top, however many by the playoffs, you're still not in the playoffs.
but winning a race um, puts you in a good position to be in the top 16 of points at the end of the
It sure
season.
does, but I think that there's still pressure because last year, if you won the race, you were automatically in the playoffs. So the pressure was off. Now he has to maintain good finishes the rest of the year. He can't Kurt Busch it and just become a backmarker for the rest of his career. He needs to
I
continue
think
with top 10 and top 20 finishes.
I think for him it's easier to have consistent finishes like that.
I think it is too. I think he's one of the old guard along with Kyle Busch, but he has adapted better to the new car. It feels like.
Yeah, he can actually still drive clearly, and whatever JGR and by proxy 2311 is doing with these
Yeah,
Toyotas,
Toyota,
Toyotas.
Toyota,
uh, they're
Toyota.
uh, they're hot rods, so to speak.
Yeah, they're fast. They're fast. So there's been what 5 races now so far this year,
Yeah.
and all of them but one have been won by a Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 of them by the same guy, but still, that's impressive. An impressive show out this year, especially when at the beginning of the year, all the talk was the Chevy is going to be dominant because they were not bound to a exterior design and they redesigned the car for aero versus accuracy of looking like a Camaro because there's no more Camaro. And Chevy has not won a race yet. So
No, they haven't been doing that well. Well, they
nope.
actually, I think they've been doing better than the Fords because Chase
And
Elliott
Blaney was
was,
a Ford driver, right?
yeah, but if Chase Elliott had 5 more laps, maybe he could have challenged Hamlin.
Maybe,
But
but
he did,
he
but he
couldn't.
didn't.
So, yep, he couldn't. And then most of the top 10 were Toyotas.
Yeah,
So, including, well, I guess Larson was up there pretty high too, but whatever. Doesn't matter. They didn't win. That's all I care about. I'll take a
but
Denny win over either of them.
there is a little bit of a conspiracy I heard because, like, as far as Chevys go, Hendrick's the only one that is like kind of performing. The other Chevy teams are not doing that well. So there's sort of like a does Hendrick have a different setup that they're not sharing? Because apparently you're supposed to, as a Chevy, like as a Chevy team, you're supposed to share with all the other Chevy teams some like starting setups. So, but I don't know. We'll see. So
Just
this
give me more
weekend,
reason to hate Hendrick.
yeah, this weekend is Darlington, which is the throwback weekend, which is cool. So gonna
Yeah.
be a bunch of
It-
throwback paint schemes.
no, have you seen the cars?
No, not
Terrible.
about really.
There's like 3 good ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the Carson Hovassar, Hovassar,
Carsten Hocevar.
Hocevar.
Yeah.
God, I'm tired.
He's doing the throwback to the Dale Earnhardt Wrangler car, which is cool.
As Chili's, which I during the race last week, I was like, "What is Dente?" Like I couldn't remember what it was, and
Al
then the
dente?
commercial
Like
came on.
pasta?
I was like, "Oh, they're talking about the President Margarita."
I thought al dente was how you have pasta.
Yeah, but it's Ride the Dente, but it's the El Presidente Margarita,
Oh, I had no idea. That's
right?
terrible marketing.
Yeah, so silly.
I don't think that we're the target market for Chili's, so I guess it's okay.
I'm not going to Chili's for margarita. I'm gonna go visit you, and we'll go to your neighborhood place for margarita.
No, you have to go to Chili's.
No, absolutely not.
Well, if you're here on a Monday, we have $2 margaritas, so
Yeah,
it's the way
that's
to
the thing.
go.
You live in the land of amazing Mexican restaurants. Why would you ever go to Chili's?
It's Tex-Mex. It's very different. It's listen, Chili's is just spicy Applebee's, okay? It's the same thing.
It did always feel like
And
that way.
I use the word spicy in the lightest way possible. It's not very spicy.
Yeah.
It's slightly spicier, bland than Applebee's. But anyway, yes, there's no good throwback cars this year. There's a couple of good throwback cars. His is good. Ryan Preece is doing a throwback to a Greg Biffle car,
Yep.
which I don't have any memory of because we didn't watch NASCAR in the early
Nope.
2000s, which is when Greg Biffle drove. But it looks cool because it looks like an early 90s car. The Wood brothers are running the 21 Motorcraft car, the red and white car, so that's cool because that's a throwback car. But other than that, everything looks pretty lame and pretty much like standard cars they normally run. So
Really?
yeah, I
Because
watched a whole thing today about the car liveries for next week, and I was very disappointed. Very
yeah,
underwhelming. Last year it was killer. This year, not so much.
the Terry Labonte car that Larson ran, even though I don't like Larson,
Yep.
that car was good.
Car was awesome. Yeah, that car was awesome. The Interstate Batteries car is still run on a regular basis, but that was run as well last year.
Oh, actually, yeah, because Christopher Bell had the pole this at Las Vegas. So so the updated Interstate battery car, so good looking with that like
Mhm.
pearl lime green.
It's already kind of a throwback to the Bobby Labonte days.
Yeah, that
So that
that
was
is
very cool.
actually that's a really good livery on that car.
Yep. Nope. I like it a lot. Now, last year's throwback race, the Wood brothers ran the Jim Clark Lotus colors, which were awesome.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's very disappointing this year. I hope that maybe some teams are holding off and surprising on the weekend, but there isn't much going on as far as good looking race cars for the throwback weekend this year. So it's what it is. It'll still be a still be a good weekend. I like Darlington. It's a good track. So it's Darlington, right?
it is. Yep.
Or Dover? Darlington. Okay.
Nope, it's Darlington.
I guess it's probably too early to run Dover.
Yeah.
Too far north. But sweet. Yeah. Anyway, last week was good. This week will be good. It's always good.
Also, Sebring is this weekend.
Okay.
It's worth
24
12 hour.
or 12 hours.
Yeah.
Sebring.
So it's worth it if you're out in the garage or something, working on stuff.
That's
throw
good
that
background.
on. That's worth it. I don't know what else is going on.
And the other big thing happening here is not this weekend, but next weekend is the Prescott Rally.
Wait, what?
So,
It's not in the fall?
Prescott Rally? Nope. They moved it this year to March.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. I kind of forgot about it myself because normally it's in October or
Yeah.
September. But no, they moved it to March because of the rest of the ARA schedule. So
Okay.
it fit in March. And actually I think that March is probably a better time for it here
Less
because
hot
it's
up north.
it's less hot and it's less dusty usually.
Yeah.
But this year, unfortunately, it's hot. So I don't know what capacity I'll be there in. I am on the volunteer list, so I'm sure I'll be doing something. I know that my friend Mike, that I ran sweep with last year in the Lamborghini LM002, is I think running 000 this year. So I'm not sure which way we're gonna go with that. If I'll ride with him or be on a stage somewhere, but I'll be up there. We're heading up next Thursday night and then camping throughout the weekend. So it should be a good it'll be a good motorsports weekend for me. Well, that's why I have to get started and stuff done now because next weekend's a wash.
All right, we'll have to record early.
That's true.
Anything else?
That's it for events. That's it for motorsports events. That's it for all the stuff. But there's a lot of stuff in the hopper, a lot of stuff coming up. So there'll be tons of content for future episodes happening. Hopefully with Volvo turning miles, Starion turning miles, and good stories from the rally.
All right, sweet. Where can they find you, Brad?
They can find me on Instagram at TSISS350.
Cool. And you can
That's
follow
about it.
the podcast at Off Topic on Instagram. We also have Scale Autocast on Instagram. I'm Racenanger, of course, on Instagram.
I posted up some Starions the other day onto our Scale Autocast.
I did. I saw that.
1/64 scale ones. because Auto World has been killing it with Stereons lately, but also Tomica came out with a nice new one too that has working pop-up headlights in Hot Wheels scale. So that's kind of cool. You can check those pictures out there.
I did see
You
that.
didn't look very close at my post.
I saw it. I guess I didn't read it because I thought it was just both Auto World ones.
They are not. The black one is a Tomica Premium, not quite a Tomica Limited Vintage, but not quite a Tomica base car. It would be the equivalent of like a Hot Wheels $5 or $7 premium, and they cost about the same. So, very neat little car. But
Nice.
anyway, carry on.
All right, cool. As always, keep cars analog and aim for the roses.